If we gather 20 young people in a room, aside from the fact that they're all energetic, something that they will have in common is the fact that they all have bright ideas in their head. Some people choose to work on their ideas and they start up their own businesses. Some people choose to work on their ideas and they launch their tech startup.
I like to say that I actually don't think I'm an entrepreneur. I make things. At first, I was doing designs and then I was building websites. I'm just fired up by building things and solving problems.
So people choose to work on their ideas and they become excellent employees of startups or organizations. The point is this: your ideas have so much value and you can't squeeze out the value from your idea unless the ideas come to execution. As a matter of fact, people win millions of grants globally, like every year, for having potentials to solve problems. And this is the point of it. Nobody's going to reward you for having a fantastic idea because anybody can dream about anything. Anybody can have an imaginary solution. But the people that the world claps for, people that get the center stage, the people that get the reward, whether either the fame or the finances, are those who really execute the ideas. And last weekend, as a Lagos State Youth Ambassador, I got to speak with a number of youth leaders in the state on how they can turn their ideas into reality. Today, I just want to show you a recording of that session because it is really, really amazing. These are important things you need to know to execute those ideas because there's no reward for having a dream. There's no reward for having a beautiful idea. People will pay for, people will listen to you when you can bring that idea into execution. So stay back. My name is Samoa. If this is your first time of watching this channel, you're welcome and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this video. So Thomas Edison, who can tell me what Thomas Edison is popular for? What did he do? What was his major impact? Anybody? Without checking ChatGPT. Wow.
Aisha.
Action. You are buying time. Okay, let me just help you guys. Thomas Edison is the one that invented the light bulb, right? And he did it after so many attempts. So please, you guys should try and read right also. Not just read leadership books. Read books on business, on science. You see how the thought process of these leaders help them to execute their plans. So that's like an unofficial assignment. Thomas Edison, the one that invented the light bulb, said that a vision without execution is hallucination. That sounds like a banger statement, but it's actually true. If you don't plan a vision you have in mind, it will just stay there, right? And it can even if it is not executed, it can even reduce your speed in the current thing you're doing, right? There's no the vision you're doing. So it's important that once you get a vision and you see the value in the vision, you try as much as possible to create a plan immediately. Currently, I'm hosting, or I started hosting a digital marketing training young people who want to start earning, like making money as digital marketing professionals for like 3 weeks now. And some of them have gotten jobs already, which shows it's working. What I did was, when I started the class, what I taught them, like this first or second class one, setting smart goals. We'll get to that. And the importance for that is that it's not just enough for you to have a goal, right? Whether you not want to get a job or you want to achieve something as a professional working for a brand or working on an assignment, it's not just good to have good ideas and plans, right? But the ideas are just ideas. They don't have any social or real impact value, right? That's why a plan must be done. And that plan is talking about execution. And that's what we're looking at today, how we can execute a vision. Because Thomas said, without execution, a vision is just hallucination. You're just dreaming, you're just seeing visions, right? So it's important that you understand this. And yes, my name is Thomas and I'm the Cabinet of Digital Marketing. So why does this session matter? Is that everybody has ideas. If I ask you, let me see people that are in this call. If I ask Ayomide or Ola, I can see your name. I want to see some names. If I ask if I ask Solani Adenekon or Ayodeji Adeniken, what will you do as a Nigerian president if you had the opportunity? I would get a lot of answers that will even blow my mind. I would get new things that I've not read before. And that's because ideas are not scarce. We all have ideas. Everybody has ideas, right? From the president right now to a farmer in Ijebu Igbo, everybody has assignment of how Nigeria can be better, on how their environment or their locality can be better. What we lack in Africa, in Nigeria, are the structures to bring them to life. Let's say, for example, you want to create a hub where young people, a workspace that is powered by solar power, right? And people can have access to fast internet, right? And they can have access to interviews, you can have access to job opportunities. There are many problems that would make that thing not to work. First off, the Solar panels that you can get that will serve you are really expensive. Also, you'll be worried about where can I get strong batteries that can work for me. Okay, how can I get the right people that are actually qualified in Nigeria and Africa generally, and so part of the world, other parts of the world also. What we majorly lack are the structures to bring ideas to life, right? So this session is going to show you how to ideate and not just ideate, more importantly, how to plan and execute the ideas you have in mind. Everybody has energy and the ideas, but it is the structures and the implementation that really matters. Mike Tyson, who knows Mike Tyson? What does he do or what did he do? In 5 seconds, five, four, three, two. I think all of you on this call are scholars. Like all of you are 5 pointers, and you only study book, your university books. Mike Tyson is a boxer, right? He's really popular. I'm surprised that nobody knows him. And he said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, which means that if you're a boxer and you want to win the stuff in the boxing ring, and only your mind is just strategy, you're not focused on how you can bring this to life. They will punch you in the face, they'll punch you out of your hallucination. Right. So 90% of youth-led projects in Africa fail within 6 months. Why? Because of there's a low execution rate. Everybody is talking idea, but there's no execution. And this section is created, was established by the founders of this training to help you break that cycle. And as a finalist of this Ibile Word Battle, it's important you understand this fact so that you're not just bringing bangers or rhyming words, or you're bringing quotes from wise people, and okay, they give you the money or the budget, or you get the opportunity or the position and you can't bring it to life. It's important that you understand that you can execute the brilliant ideas that you have. What are the things that I'll be leaving you with in the next few minutes? You're going to understand what the theory of change means. You're going to know how to create smart goals. You know what they mean. You understand constraint management, how to work with constraints and not work against them. You have a team and there are some weaknesses in your team, or there are some things that you do not have. How can you make the best use of what you have and not just be stuck and be held back because of you don't have a certain thing? Also, how you can have leadership confidence, and you can have conviction in your capacity to lead meaningful change. I want you to have this quote by Arthur. He said, "Start where you are and use what you have and do what you can." Right? Coincidentally, yesterday, I think no, was it sometime this week, not yesterday, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I made a tweet and I said that I was no longer going to worry about the things I can't control, because oftentimes than not, many people worry about, I don't have this, I don't have that, this is my disadvantage. Meanwhile, they have some advantages, they have some things that can help them to achieve their goals. Let's say, for example, you are not born with a silver spoon or golden spoon. You were not born with any spoon in your mouth, right? You're born from a very humble background, but you understand, you read and you understand, you can pass exams. That's an advantage. You can come out with a very good grade. You can have opportunities for scholarships. That's your advantage. You can lean on it rather than being sad that my father is not a politician. He didn't work with sitting a row. No, try to lean onto your advantage. And this class is going to show you how you can achieve just that. What is the meaning of theory of change? Please, I'd like to ask that if you're distracted at this point of the class, try and give me a full focus now, because I'll ask questions at the end or towards the end of this class, and I'd be glad if you can really answer the questions. A theory of change is your plan. That's just a very simple thing. It's your blueprints. Let me mute my phone. It's how you want to connect your big vision to the tiny steps that will get you there. Theory of change means how you plan to achieve the goals that are in your head. What do you want to change? What needs to happen for that change I want to do to become real? What can I do within 90 days to get closer to the change I want to achieve in life? Right? This is about reverse engineering the process to solve the problem. Let me give an example. I used to, or I can fix phones and gadgets generally. And someone comes to me and tells me that I went to swim with my iPhone 12 and the screen went black. I know how to solve the problem because I'm going to just reverse engineer the process. Okay, the phone was okay. You went to swim, the screen went off. If I want to fix your phone, I'll start from the right to the left. Your screen went off because water has entered it because you went to swim. This is what I need to do to bring your phone back to how it was. So it's just about reverse engineering. You know a problem. Okay, come from the solution aspect. What needs to be done? Theory of change means a solution-oriented plan you created to achieve a certain thing you have in mind. Right? Start with the end and work backwards. But work backwards. Sorry, I'm stuttering because I'm trying to speak very fast. Now, let me give an example, right? You want to create or get clean access to water in your local government area. Let's say you're an official or you're just an enthusiastic youth and you want to make it happen, right? That is the vision. That's the plan. Anybody can have that plan, right? But what do you need to do to bring this to life? There are steps, which are the goals you need to follow, right? Number one, I can say I want to talk to the residents to find out the pain points. What exactly is causing them issue? What exactly is the problem? Because you may think a problem is a problem, but it may not be the problem. It may be your problem you're trying to solve. You don't need to solve your problem. You need to solve their problem because the solution is for them, the local government, not necessarily you. So even if you're enthusiastic about a problem, it does not mean that you need to act on it. You need to do your research, talk to those that are really affected by that general problem to know exactly what are the specific pain points they're experiencing. Also, map out the most affected streets because you have limited resources. You can't serve the whole nation. So you can know where the points that the solution will be maximized. Then you can partner with local plumbers and young people and UCO members. Then you can install one public tap as a pilot, as the first step, and you can now gather data to see how well that performed. Now, this is an example of theory of change. I move from the vision to the steps that need to be followed, the goals that need to be executed for me to see that this entire vision of theory is a success. This is exactly what the theory of change is about. You don't need to have everything to start, you just need to start. That's a quote. I don't know where I saw it from, but it's going to help you. And it's an assignment, so please pay attention to this class. Now, what are SMART goals? SMART is an acronym, and when I say you're setting SMART goals, it means you're setting an optimized goals. And those that establish this SMART ideology created this as such because SMART is an acronym, right? S means specific. Your goal has to be specific. What are you planning to achieve? Who is going to be at the receiving end of this goal? Where do I want to implement this goal, right? I can't just say, I want there to be better roads in Nigeria, or I want better roads. That's my vision. I'm just a dreamer. I'm not a serious person if I say that because it's not specific. Where do I want the better roads to start from, right? What is the goal of it, right? Better roads, right? Am I working on the roads leading to the hospital or the general, mainly traffic roads or this inner street roads, right? Who am I serving, right? It has to be specific. I have to have a goal in mind that has a specific target because I don't want to run around in circles. Like I said at the beginning, we all have limited resources. So you need to know where best to channel your limited resources, right? Next is measurable. How will I know it worked, right? In the first place, I had a full-time job, physical. It was actually hybrid. The woman told me that what gets measured gets done. It has to be measurable. Okay, you want to do something, you want to be better. You want to, let me even take it out from social impact, right? To your personal life, you want to be richer. How richer do you want to be? Is that you want to have extra 1K? Like last year, December, you had 6K, you want to have 7K, or you want to have 1,000, you want to make your first $1,000 before November. It has to be measurable so that you can be able to decide and understand the pace that is maximal for that goal you have in mind. How will you know your goal worked, right? Also, the next thing you want to do is it achievable? What can we do? Can we do this with what we have? Is this something that can be done, right? Let's say for example, I say that I want to fix all the bad roads in Lagos State. It's not possible, right? I don't think a single person can pull that feat because it's going to cost billions on naira. It's not achievable, so that is not a valid goal. Every goal you have must tick these boxes, right? Is it also relevant? Does this move us forward? Is this needed at this point in time? Is it something we need? I can't say a social impact goal I have is to distribute 200 labubus to all the ladies in Moremi Hostel in Unilag. That is not relevant to anybody's progress, right? It's a university. So what I want to do is to see how I can help them, either their career or their after school skills or opportunities, open doors for them, not giving them labubu toys that doesn't bring any value to their lives. Also, time bound. What is the time frame at which I want to execute this? When is it going to be before November or for the next 3 months? It has to be time bound so I don't waste time. All these acronyms, SMART, were done or created so that we reduce waste and so that the limited resources that everybody usually have can be maximally invested. 60% of startups in Africa begin with one test project under $500. Why? Because they want to make sure make the best use of minimal resources. Now, managing limitations. How can you manage limitations? Your time, your money, the people that are ready to work, and the space that you have are limited. They are really, really limited, right? So instead of look and because of that, you can't be Superman. The idea of Superman, um, Captain America, you guys should help me. Well, Spider Man, Doctor Strange, that they can do anything they want to do. Piam! They are in France. Piam! You spin out a web and you can do no, you can't do that. You're a human being and you will break down if you overstretch. So you want to see how you can manage your limited resources, right? So instead of seeing your limitations as blockers or problems, try to look at what is urgent, what is important, what can wait actually. If you ask yourself that question, you realize that many of the things you're pursuing can actually wait. Or you want to start making content about social impact or about how youth can be empowered. And you're waiting to, or you are thinking, oh, the next thing I want to do is to buy an iPhone 16 Pro Max that is about 2.6 million or something. Do you actually have to do that? So can you start with your Techno H7? Can your big plans wait, right? Or for example, you want to revamp a whole community and you want to buy an IaaS space bus of 25 million. Is that what is really urgent? Or can you start by doing a small tutorials for the students in that environment? You need to actually just figure out what is important and what is urgent so you can manage the resources you have. Who already has access to the resources that we need? Can we do a demo or run or have a prototype, right? Who can tell me here what's the meaning of a prototype? I'm sure many of us have heard that word before. What does it mean? What does prototype mean without using ChatGPT? Nobody? Emmanuel, I think you have to mute. Your mic is really loud. Any other person has something? Okay, Ayodeji, please speak.
Um, and the prototype is the plan we have for what we are like a structured plan of what we are going to do. I think that is what prototype is.
Okay, thank you. That's valid to an extent. Any other person wants to try? Okay, I assume not because of time. A prototype is not really a plan. A prototype is you creating a small version of what you want to achieve. For example, I want to build an electric vehicle, right? I won't start by buying all the materials, steel and stuff. I can use carton to build something. That is a prototype. Prototypes are made for demonstration purposes to show investors or for at least for you to see the feasibility of an idea. That's what a prototype means. It means a small sample, a demonstration of the big plan you have in mind. Right? It can be videos, it can be a 3D artwork, it can be something very small. Carton, all those. When we were small, we play with roto and carton and stuff to make big to form airplanes and stuff. Those are prototypes, right? Right. Do you need to build a prototype for your solution or you want to do a few full launch? Constraints, they bridge creativity. If you have limited resources, you are going to use them wisely. Jack Ma is one of the billionaires of China, right? Next, someone. Okay, Emmanuel, you have a question. Do you have a question? I think your phone pressed by itself. I can't hear you. Okay, maybe later on. Now, mini activity, right? I'll have loved if we can share our screen, but we didn't exactly start by 7 o'clock, so we'll probably try it some other time. But I'll share my slides in the comment box after I finish speaking so you guys can see it, right? I'd like you guys to build. Yeah, this is going to be one of the assignments I'm giving to you guys. The first assignment is to build your theory of change map, right? Just come up with any idea you have in mind, right? And give me, for example, the task you want to do to achieve it, right? And the goal that you are setting already must be smart. And we all know what smart means, right? You can use color codes, right? You can do it with Canva, you can use Google Doc. In fact, do it with Google Doc, right? And you can use colors to highlight it. Highlight the outcomes with that color, the actions with that color, the support and partners you can get, and the risk with these colors, right? Just create a document that shows an idea you have, a smart goal you have, and the theory of change that you want to do to power that goal, right? Moving on. Next. Also, the second assignment you're going to work on for me is that you're going to create your 90-day action plan. You're going to define your SMART goals, right? Then you're going to define your activities. What are the tasks that I'm going to do? What are the ladders I need to climb to achieve that goals? After you define your activities, you're going to set timelines, right? I mentioned it must be smart, so it must be time bound. All these activities you plan to do or you plan to undertake, there have to be timeline for each of them so that you can always come back to tick off these boxes, right? Also, Identify partners. I want you to find at least one local partnership you can use to leverage resources. So let's say, for example, your plan is to build a well in Yanoba. I don't know where that is, but I think that's where last week is, right? Who are the partners you want to speak to? Is there a king, a ballet, or you want to write to the Commissioner of Youth and Social Development or the Commissioner of Health, right? Whatever you want to do, identify one local partnership to leverage resources. Also, what is the one major risk and what is a concrete strategy? What can you do to make sure that that risk is reduced, right? These two assignments I gave to you, your theory of change color code assignment and your 90-day action plan should be submitted within 48 hours, which means that before this time on Monday, you should submit it to the organizers of this training. I'd ask for it and I would like to see them. So yes, define your goal, your activities, set your timeline for each of these activities, right? Because your activities will show the clear deliverables and the expected outcomes. Then identify the partners, right? So you can just have a Google sheet, you know. The first column can be the smart activities, the next column can be the timeline, the next column can be the constraints, and then the partners, right? So it's really important to understand it. That being said, I have some final notes for you to understand. For you to be successful in solving problems and building real solutions, don't wait for everything to be perfect. I'm telling you, don't wait for everything to be perfect, right? You can just start. Don't try to fix too many things at once. Fix one thing at the other. Fix one thing, it's okay. Test to make sure it's perfect. Fix the next thing. Don't try to boom superhero everything. And not this is not Marvel Studios, this is real life, right? Fix a thing at a time. Then also, don't work in isolation. Like I mentioned earlier, don't make the mistake of solving your own problem. Solve their problem. Don't solve the problem you are seeing. Solve the problem they are experiencing, right? So you need to hear from the locals, understand what they are saying or telling you to know where the shoe is pinching them. Also, you need to document. All my students in my marketing training know that I tell them this, that your data speaks to you. And this goes beyond just digital marketing to the real life. Data speaks, data talks, and many people don't listen to data, right? You run a campaign, you got only five feedback. Go and find out why. It's telling you it was not effective, right? Especially if you spent a lot of money, or it created a well, and not everybody is using the well in that community. Go and find out why. Is it that the well is too far, or the well water is making them have typhoid, or the well is too far from the market, and people can't trek early in the morning to go and get water just to bath. Think of it, right? Then also, instead of these problems of waiting for everything to be perfect or trying to script through all the scope and trying to work in isolation, start small, test and learn. Do something small first. Run a prototype. Do a survey of just 10 people, of 20 people. Get their feedback, then do something big. Build support early and then you can show progress even if it's tiny, because when you show progress, it's easy for you to get support on the long run. When you have realistic solutions, you can now have long-term impact. You can't think of doing everything at once. It's not possible. Be realistic. Don't look at just motivation. Build systems. Don't just build a solution. Build systems. For example, people are failing in a particular community. They are failing WAEC. Instead of coming and giving them the answer or giving them expo or teaching them shortcuts, do a tutorial that teaches them all the concepts in that course. Don't just treat past questions. Do a training that teaches them concepts, like a crash course that teaches them everything they need to know of all the syllables they're going to be tested on. That way, it's more sustainable. They understand the concept. They didn't just cram that. If they ask them that what turns litmus paper brick red, oh, it's calcium. No, they understand why. Is it because of the oxidation state, or is it because of the chemical process? They understand why something is something, and because of that, you can have sustainable solutions, right? And each time I work somewhere, I try to create a system, because when systems are in place, that's when success can be long term. Think of execution like a muscle. It's when you execute more and more and more, you get better, and it gets more sustainable, right? You don't have to have the biggest team in the world. You can start with a small team and you can have big impact, right? And then every team you're talking about that works, your success in any campaign or in any impact, social impact project you're working on is not really in did you execute it, is what you executed, is it sustainable? For example, many of us knew that Lagos got a lot of hype when Babatunde Raji Fashola became the governor. If after he went, Governor Ambode or Governor Sanwo-Olu, if the Governor Sanwo-Olu did not do all these impressive things he's doing, like the Blue Ray and all the things he's doing, it doesn't make sense. The work that BRF did would have been a waste. But Governor Sanwo-Olu came and did his own quarter two, and that is a build up of what has happened. And that's what we call a system. It's not just doing something boom and after 1 month it dies. That wasted your resources, the effort, and the commitment of those that worked on it. So don't wait for the stars to align, create your own galaxy. At this point in time, I'm going to be accepting questions, so we can run through questions in about 5 minutes, and I can answer your questions. So, do you have any questions for me, either on the assignment I give to you, or on idea of change, or you're working on a project and you need me to explain how you can build real solutions? Please, this is the time where you can raise your hands, and I'll call your name, and you can ask your questions. Thank you. Does anybody have any question? Yeah, I need everybody to raise their hands quickly so we can I can run through the questions one after the other.
Sorry, Mr. Toniwa. Please just give me a minute. So, everybody, I'm expecting all your hands to be up because I do not want a situation whereby your solution, I'm expecting every one of your hands to be up right now because I don't want a situation whereby your solution is going to be whack or we would have to reject it or tell you that now we can't allow you to present on the grand finale because your solution is not good enough. That would be nice. So raise your hand and ask the questions now. Thank you. You can continue, Mr. Akombi.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'll start with Aisha Adepoju. Once I answer a question, I'll now move on to Emmanuel. Aisha, you have the floor, please.
All right. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First, I would like to appreciate you. Thank you for taking it out of your time to take us tonight. I sincerely appreciate it. So, straight to the point. My question is, in a situation whereby we need to pitch our ideas, feasible ideas that can actually work for people, but then we have limited time to prepare. So, how do we go about it whereby our data and our details does not look substandard, that when we present them they still look substantial enough to work with?
All right. Thank you very much for that question. That's actually a brilliant question. I like that question. So I'd say that what matters is what matters and what people are going to look at is, are you actually bringing out, is there a real value what you're going to present to them, like beyond just the colors and the slides and stuff? Is this thing a solid solution? For example, if I use Google Doc to make a presentation that is well organized, but it's not just too fancy, and it talks about how our plan is to make cars that can use just water, right, or mess to work. The fact that that idea is solid, is novel, is creative, and it is well structured, that works. But because I'm a 100 or 0 person, I'll give you my secrets. I invest in tools that make my work easier. For example, this slide that I prepared to you was done in 4 minutes. I'm talking about the design, not the content itself. I've written my notes down already. But I just fed this slide into a tool and it made this entire presentation in just 4 minutes. I paid about $30 for the app, but I needed to do it because I have been having trainings for some time now. I've been having meetings with potential clients. So that tool saves time for me. So I'll say that as a team or as a creative person, as a problem solver, invest in tools as much as you can, because when you have an idea and you just need something to do the work for you, if you don't have a virtual assistant, these tools can handle this for you. Do you understand? So the main important thing is just to know how to craft the right solutions. Like, it must be solid. It must be a valid and solid idea. The whole presenting it in a way that makes sense, tools can do it for you. If you get premium ChatGPT, I'm not saying tell it what can I do as a what solution can I offer. No, give it the idea you have already. Like, feed it to the algorithm. This is what we plan to do and achieve and stuff. I need to create or pull out the objective, the goals of this campaign and stuff. Can you spotlight it for me so I can understand the way to pitch it to a Fortune 500 company that wants to invest in us? That way, you not get feedback back. I invest in those kind of tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, can solve these problems for you. I hope that was helpful, Aisha. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. The next person is Olamitoyosi. Please ask your question. Thank you.
All right, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So I'm part in the movement, so I didn't really get your question concerning the solution you're supposed to provide for the think user systems.
Can you come again? I didn't quite hear you.
I said currently moving now I stay. So I didn't really get everything you said in terms of the question you're supposed to provide solutions for.
Are you talking about the assignment I mentioned?
Yeah, the assignment.
Yeah, I dropped the link to the slide, so you can just go through the slides of the class. Reiterating the
All right.
assignment would take like 10 minutes, and we don't have that time. Thank you. Emmanuel, please ask your
All right.
question. You're welcome. Emmanuel,
Good evening, sir.
good evening.
Sir, regarding getting the problems to solve, is it very possible that the problem you're providing a solution to had been like there's already a provided solution, but probably due to the population of certain area, that solution is not effective enough to occupy everybody, and then you are supplying a new solution to the solution that had been provided? Is that a possible scenario? Also, that it's very possible that the problem me I'm facing, those that I will providing the solution might not be seeing it as a problem. Probably in my area, what I'm seeing as a problem in my area, those and I have the solution to it. What if those that I'm presenting the solution to is not seeing it as a problem? And that is the problem in your own area, because you guys are not staying in the same place. Obviously, you did not grow up in the same environment, you did not grow up in the same community. So the challenges you are facing in your community, it is very possible those that in the other community are not facing it. And if that's the problem you are solving, to them it won't seem like a problem. What do you then do at that situation?
All right, thank you very much. I got your two questions right. The first question you gave, the answer is yes, it's possible. And that's exactly what Starlink did. How many of you have heard about Starlink? Starlink, internet, Starlink, Elon Musk. Anybody? All right. Elon Musk has a satellite internet that even if your network is bad, when it's falling, you can get internet access and access up to, I think, 500 MB per second download speed. Nigerians are using it. I almost used it last month until Airtel behaved themselves. I was considering getting it. There are many browsing opportunities or browsers, or sorry, ISPs, internet service providers in Nigeria, but the quality was not so good because of, volume. There are 7 millions of people and they didn't have the infrastructure for it. So Starlink came with the solution that they have fast internet. Even though they are like 10 times more expensive, people are getting them because they are bringing value for it. So, like I said to Aisha, if your idea is valuable enough, it can fly. It's just about you making people see the value in it and it actually being valuable. Right? That's for the first question. Second question is what you're going to do is depending on what is your goal exactly. Are you trying to solve your problem or their problem? Because you have limited resources, you can't do both of them. It's you as a startup, as a person, or as a creative that needs to decide. I want to solve this problem I'm facing. It's for me. It's not a social impact. Solve it from your perspective. But if it is their problem, you need to do surveys. You need to speak to them. You need to listen to them. Forget what you're saying as an external person or what you're talking about. Are you solving the issue for your area or their area? If it's their area, forget that your light is fantastic or you're not going through the problem. Focus on them and ask them questions and do the right thing as regarding targeting or attacking their pain points. Do you understand, Emmanuel? Did you guys hear me? All right.
Yes, sir, we
Yeah.
can.
Does any other person have any questions for me? Hello. All right. Thank you very much. I don't think we have more questions. I dropped the link to the slides in the chat box. Please do well to look at it. So yeah, you can know the assignment you want to do. Okay, Mano, you're back. Please ask the question.
Sorry, sir.
Hello?
Sorry, sir.
Thanks.
Sir,
Yeah, I'm with you. And that's
the
next of-
solution
I'll
we're
be done in like
providing,
10
is it
minutes.
time based? Like, what's the time frame that we
Yeah,
should
baby.
use to present it? Is it under 5 minutes,
Yeah, baby.
under 10, or what's the time frame?
Are you asking about the assignment I gave or like normal solutions you give like outside this training?
Normal solutions we will give. How long will it take to us to present the prototype?
To create a prototype.
to present the prototype. We would let's say a prototype of our solution.
All right. Yeah. So I get your question now. How long you take depends on the platform. Some people will tell you that you have 5 minutes, some you have 10 minutes, some you have 15 minutes, some you have 20 minutes. It depends on the platform. But it's good that you practice well so that you tell yourself that okay, I know how to deliver this in a 5 minutes counter. So when you get to a place where because hardly you would most likely not find someone that will ask you to do it in less than 5 minutes, except you have a rare chance, like you see Dangote, you know that person is you have 1 minute to talk whether or not like they don't have that luxury of time. But standard places, at least 5 minutes should be enough, right? So it's good for you to train and understand this thing we are teaching you now, so that if they now tell you you have 20 minutes, you now know that yes, I have the time to add fillers, I can add more examples, I can give illustrations, I can mention quotes, I can bring statistics, I can tell them that do you know that 50% of this blah, 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 blah. You will train yourself to be able to present a fantastic, clear, and obvious solution as a presentation in under 5 minutes. For example, I could have taken this class in 5 minutes if I wanted to, but because they said I have like 30 or 35 minutes or 40 minutes, I just fleshed it out. I give you guys, I added quotes to it. Quotes was not the original design, but I added quotes to it so you guys can understand the context. Do you understand? All right. Did I answer your question, Emmanuel? All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Femi, do you want to come up now, or is there any other announcements you want to mention to them? Any other important information you want to pass across?
Yeah, I would come up.
All right.
Mr. Gideon is not currently available.
Okay, that's
so
fine.
network is bad.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tomiwa Kombi. We are sincerely grateful that you honored our invitation. Thank you very much. I'm sure every one of them have learned a lot, and they will definitely implement it towards the add it in as they're preparing their solution for the grand finale.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
We are
you very
grateful
much.
to have you.
Thank you for having me.